Alright, good evening. Happy Monday, everyone. We're live. No, we're not live. They're still warming up. We're here for another Group B match, starring Lothlorien once more, the Senate of Lothlorien versus House Dayne of Starfall. We've got the two titans of fantasy fiction going up against each other in the Martins. We've got Tolkien versus Martin. Join me, you would have heard that guffaw from M. Hi, M.
Hello, mate.
And also LaRue. How are you?
Hello, fine, thank you.
Good. And I mean, got any Game of Thrones fans? Any Lord of the Rings fans? I mean, it says a lot about the games we play that both of these teams are named after fantasy novels.
Nerds, innit? Nerd community.
We're all nerds, and we love Game of Thrones and we love Lord of the Rings.
We like media with swords in it.
Exactly.
There you go. I've read them both. I like them both. I can't pick a winner based on that. We're going to have to look at the players, aren't we?
We will, sadly. LaRue, who's going to win?
If we're just going off of fantasy, then I think the winner has to be Senate. But you know, obviously this is Warbound, and we're actually going to play.
Well, it depends whether you're talking Senate as in like, because I guess it's a reference to Star Wars as well. In which case, you've got
That'd be double teaming.
yeah, I don't know. Be a bit of a massacre. Anyway, enough of this nerdiness. We'll commentate video games instead. So, I mean, Dayne, both teams are kind of struggling at the moment. The Senate have 1 draw and 2 losses, and House Dayne, they've got 3 losses. I think they've probably played the slightly harder teams though. Neither team doing that well, which may be a bit of a surprise.
I haven't been following this. Can you explain to me how either of these teams has got all these losses? Because they've got big ringers, haven't they? I see Siegs, I see Gibby, I see Puff the Dragon, I see Yon, all these like I see Sebe. There's big players in both teams who should probably be in Div A really.
There are.
Looking at rosters.
There are.
How are they losing so much? Are the other Div Div B teams just as good, or?
There's some really good teams. Yeah, Birds of Hermes, really well organised, kind of outfit led by Griffin, like who's no slouch himself. They've got Max as well, Mikalir and people like that. And then you've got.
I saw him the other day. He's good.
Yeah, and then you've got Bengeir squad. They've got like Krizak, Prince, people like that. So
it's a competitive division. Like, there's a lot of good teams.
Yeah, it's a very good division actually, and probably more competitive than A, I'd say, where you've got like about 3 really good teams, and then maybe the others are a bit below.
Okay.
Should be some pretty good matches. Some pretty big names playing tonight, though. Perhaps surprisingly big names, maybe for the group. Who do you guys have as favourites to win this map and then match?
What's the other map?
So next map is Valoran.
Valoran.
Can't remember the faction.
Yeah.
It's one up north on Valoran.
I mean, I heard Sir Alex was in Senate now, and that was going to push it for me that they would win quite handily because he's sort of truly world class, isn't he? And they've got big people in every other class. So get Alex in there as well. It's like, goddamn. He doesn't look like he's here, so maybe slightly more of an even match. And that I am saying that not really knowing a lot of the Dayne players. I think they're all. A lot of them are Mercs guys. I don't really know.
Yeah, it's a Mercs it's a wholesale Mercs team. The leader, Edric, he was he kind of put the team forward for the WNL, and they did really well. And they did very well. They were, I think, them and Senate were easily the best teams in Division C. Like not even close. Easy.
I'm guessing Siegs wasn't with them.
Siegs wasn't with them though, and like a few of the big names weren't. But Dayne, they had Iku and Edric were doing a ton of work. So Edric's their leader, their organizer, their kind of spiritual leader as well, and their best cav probably. And then you've got Iku, who's a kind of like nasty, kind of double hitty imp who's absolutely taking names. Has to be said, that wasn't Division C though, and he wasn't going up against people like Gibby week in week out, which would be a different kettle of fish.
Sure, but they picked up a bit more quality since then anyway. They got a couple of big sort of native names. It looks like a good team. They both look like good teams. I think I'll probably give it to Senate Lothlorien ever so slightly, especially if Sir Alex turns up, but I think it's going to be a close one.
I think this first map, like even though Senate is definitely a good team with all skilled players, somebody like Sigis, if he's having a very good day, he can just win this map though. Especially with Swadia, like he can just force that to be a 3-0.
Yeah, he could have a very fun time on Valorant as well. As far as closed maps go, that's not one that's bad for Cav. You can have a lot of fun on there.
Gibby asking for a 2-minute kind of wait. I wonder if he's on the old WhatsApp to Sir Alex, and he's going to show up in 2 minutes, but perhaps not.
Yeah.
I kind of agree with you. I probably give it to the Senate overall, just because I think they're stronger across the board. That said, there is room for someone like Siegs to like go off big, and I think
for sure.
if Alex isn't here, you'd probably give us the Cav advantage to Dayne maybe.
I think you'd have to if Siegs is here and Alex isn't.
Yeah.
Who else is playing Cav for Senate? I mean, is Ray playing Cav for Senate?
I think it'll be Ray, Hippo, and Gibby.
Hippo, yeah,
Gibby's a very accomplished Cav these days, to be fair.
Is he now?
Yeah,
New string to his bow. Fair
yeah,
enough.
he was playing.
Mandingo? Does he also play Cav?
Yeah, I think he'll play Cav as well. But Gibby was kind of filling in quite a lot for Tully as cavalry, and he was very good. So there's plenty of good Cav. That said, none quite match the power of Siegs.
No.
But can you rely on one person to kind of do that much work? So I imagine there's going to be a lot of pressure on Siegs. They'll probably stick a Cav on him, maybe have the archers looking at him. And then it'll be up to see if the other Dayne cavalry can kind of pick up the pieces and like get the kills. And with people like Edric, you think they probably could, but we'll see.
I mean, they have Flavius. He's a older player as well, and an eater as well. I don't know most of House Dayne, but the names I do remember, they're all pretty solid players. Eater is not somebody that will instantly die to top tier infantry.
A very solid guy.
No, yeah, he's very good. It's just on a map like this, it probably doesn't matter that much, I suppose, right?
You could be a god as in on this map, just on that. Just a pawn.
Yeah, you'd think so. Just an all-pike dropping like robot.
Okay.
Yeah, but more like for Lothlorien and shit.
Oh yeah, Valorant should be a lot more interesting, I think, in terms of seeing whether like Sebe on that Dayne side, whether there's anyone other than Gibby who can really deal with him, and kind of if there's anyone on the Dayne side who can deal with Gibby. I don't know, possibly
The
not.
chat is letting me know that I'm a bit quiet, Barry. You're gonna have to turn me up.
I'll give it a go. Hang on.
It's legendary. So, do we have any other notables on Lothlorien that I may not be familiar with my old knowledge? Like how are these? I know a lot of these are new players. Are they coming through in a big way in the last one in WNL?
I mean they've got good quickly, but they still don't have the hours, right? So they've improved very quickly. They've practiced a lot. They've been doing well, but there's no substitution for the amount of hours, right? So they'll do well, but they'll need some of the other guys to pick up some of the slack, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean they got some good slack picker uppers, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely. And I guess you've kind of got that combination of people kind of a bit newer to the game, with not that many hours, and you've got someone like Yona who's got tons of hours, thousands of hours, but perhaps isn't playing as much as he used to.
Yeah, but he's got that good backbone of experience.
Yeah, and that's definitely someone you want around, isn't it?
Yeah, the way I felt about Yona, like when he was actively playing, he was obviously very good. Then he seems to take these breaks where he doesn't play, but then when he comes back, he does play quite a lot. So I can imagine, you have the older guys that still play tons when they're actually playing, and then the newer guys that want to play tons as well. They must be, I don't know if you know about this, Barry, but do you know if they're like scrimming a lot or something?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
You can really get, you don't need that much competitive experience to be.
It's like riding a bike, eh?
It's like riding a bike, exactly.
Here we are. Alright, so they're live. Alex has arrived, so they were waiting for him. Not such good news for Dayne. So Lothlorien lining up with 4 cavalry, 2 infantry and 2 archers, quite traditional. And then Dayne have 7 players at the moment, but I think they're going to
A
ask
slightly
for a
less
lot more.
traditional build. There you go.
Okay, so they got
5
for
cav.
5
They got
cav, yeah.
4.
So only 1 ranger, which is curious. What do you guys think?
I mean, as a crossbow, what are you realistically gonna do on this map? Like, you can get the one-off shots, but
Yeah, the crossbow crossfire field by the river hasn't historically been that impactful anyway, has it? They can get away with one if they get him into a good position, defend him right. He's already hit a headshot on Hepatitis.
I was going to
also.
say, like, the crossbows, yeah, I agree, maybe the crossfires and that aren't as effective, but against Saranid horses, they're pretty
Yeah,
damn good, aren't they?
you
Like,
can take them out.
yeah,
Yeah,
but if you get pushed, like, you have to always reload and you have to stand still. Like an archer, you can just run and shoot if you want to. Like, if he is where he is right now, he's gonna automatically put pressure if the Dane infantry get on the flag. Because he's in a small forest, a big forest, I mean, so that's a good spot for him.
Ico and Vince approaching the flag now with Puff and Cobra on the other side. Interesting to see Sebe
quite aggressive by Dayne.
playing cavalry.
Push
They're
them
going
right
straight
up.
in, yeah, I quite like this. Oh, unlucky not to get a hit off there. Alex takes a hit. Dayne takes out Puff the Dragon. 2 kills though, fly back. Gibby and Pepper picking up kills. Vince pulls
Cracking
one back.
shot by Pepper.
Yeah, Sir Alex, and it kills are flying in now for the Senate, and looks like they've secured this round 6v3. They're going to need a bit of a miracle here. Vince is getting bullied a lot. IQ, both the infantry still alive, quite interesting.
I was going to say, very unusual for it to fall apart and both the infantry are still up. Is, you know, it's a bit rare. Cavalry
It's not a
got
good
taken
sign for
down
things
quite
to come,
quick.
I think.
No, perhaps not. Flavius left on his own now. Not much he can do. What went wrong?
I feel like the 5 inf may be one too many if they're just gonna barge in like that. It looked to me like they were, at least some of them were stopping each other with their own horses. If you have that one extra inf, you at least have you're a bit more beefier, but you're not gonna block each other as much.
Yeah, I mean, for how they played, like sort of barreled in, an extra inf might have been nice, but I think it's always. I don't think I'd ever advise taking more inf from field by the river. You know.
Yeah, it's a bit of it's kind of like sunk cost.
Just why not a cav? Yeah, it is, and I mean they were in a bit of a crappy spot for cav to attack anyway. You can't sweep through because you hit that stupid little fence thing. For 5 cav to attack there is quite hard, and it's a bit of a cross, you know, bit of an alley for Pepper and that to be shooting, and he got a nice headshot really early on. So I don't think they even necessarily need to feel too bad.
Do that push, but then not commit to it, but just kind of fall back, and then send 2 of their cav on the archers or something.
Yeah.
So I mean, this flag, like more in the Senate's favour, perhaps you'd say.
Yeah.
Where's the second archer? So they got 1 archer in the small forest and 1 on the One Tree Hill. Flavius playing from big forest. They don't really have a crossfire unless Pepper pushes up, so I mean they should be fairly safe.
It works quite well though, and this has been traditionally quite a difficult one to break up. It's hard to push the guy in the small forest, and it's even harder to push the guy on the tree hill.
It looks like they are pushing him though, and it's couch slants by Edric. Lovely work by him to take
Very
out
nice.
Pepper. And the Dayne cav buzzing all over the place, but
Six is mounted.
Yeah, 6 dismounted already. These kind of cav dogfights amongst the infantry are going in the favour of the Senate, but Aiku picks up a kill. Cloney picks up a kill too. Another kill. Cobra goes down. 1 goes back to Lothlorien, taking out Vince. Gibby's doing really nice work, but Ray goes down, and it's going to be a tough one to win this now. IQ with a triple kill. Lovely work from him. Dangerous infantry. Siegs picks up Hippo, and another quick round once a fight had broken out.
Quality bit of work by that IQ. I see what you mean. He's a slayer.
He's a very good infantry. Edric finishes it off, and it was a really nice opening kill by Edric to take out Pepper that set the ball rolling, broke up that crossfire, and allowed them to go on and win the round, I think.
It was a good round. A good push. I wasn't expecting him to take that.
I'm probably gonna sound like I'm constantly criticizing these teams, but I'm a bit surprised that they put Pepper in that position. Like, it's a very common position for Cav to push and to just attack. I think it would have been better to just put him at the wooden bridge.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of
What was he?
defendable as well. Though. I
Was
mean,
he the tree or was he
small
the
forest.
forest?
he's in small forest. I mean,
Yeah, I don't think that's that bad.
should he have? I don't know. Perhaps he should have been.
You'd know better than me, Bro. You're an archer who gets pushed by
But
cabs.
what we did at the end, like the last time we played Blue Bad River, was just one at Lonely Tree and then one at the wooden bridge, because they would always eventually push small forest.
And here's the flag that you think would be the final one. That's really in a big favour for House Dayne here. Looks like the Dayne guys are playing on the edge of that big forest, and actually they might be pushing in, which feels like a huge overcommitment to me. Gibby gets a hit off already, and they're completely on their own here, the Dayne guys. Cobra takes a big hit, and here comes the Dayne cap. Cloney takes out Sir Alex though, and that's a really important kill. 2 kills. Cloney double kill. Vince takes out Gibby. Vince goes down though after that. Hippo, they bring one back, and they're going to need a lot more. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. Siege takes out Pepper. Let's see what they can do. Yona's in a good spot. If he can get some time to fire, it doesn't look like he will. Getting a lot of pressure. Edric takes out Puff, and it's 3v7 now. And another really good round for Dayne, who looked like they'd overcommitted to me, but they really made it work.
Yeah, it looked like an overextension, and I was thinking, you know, with all the investment they got at the 5 cap, they're not going to be able to help that much on that river slope. But they got in, they got a couple of bumps, they got a couple of quick kills, it was nice.
Yeah, that was really impressive.
Nice by Ray, picks up Cloney, that's one cav dead. Can get another, a few others are low, doesn't look like
Doing
he'll
some
manage.
good work, Ray, to be fair.
And Torren finishes him off. Ray doing some nice work, Hippo doing some good work. Kind of equal kills kind of across the board almost, so everyone on each team putting in a bit of a shift. It's quite interesting.
Do you think Senate expects to win this match easily?
The impression I
so.
got from Gibby, I was speaking to him about it on the weekend. He thought they'd win, but he said there's a chance. Like you kind of don't know what Dayne's going to turn up, right? Sometimes they'll play a match and they'll be really, really, really good, but 75% of the time he'd expect to win it.
Because I'm just wondering, they have some very vocal, enthusiastic players on their team. If they lose this set now, it's going to be a 1-3, if that might play in their heads a little bit.
And it's this open flag again. Dayne are a lot quicker on the pool this time, but I'm not sure it'll make a difference because their strategy seems to just be once the inf are near the inf, go in, which has been working for them pretty solidly. Would either of you say there was a particular kind of faction advantage?
I wouldn't like to say I always sound like an idiot when I talk about that stuff. Just always get it wrong, and then I'll get a message from Azan later. You know,
Yeah, you don't want
pointing
that.
out why I'm an idiot.
Yeah. Hey, is how they always start.
Yeah, don't they just?
Gibby kind of probing at the back here, and here comes the Dayne Cav. They move really well as a unit here, and they all crashed in last round. But now they've got caught up, and Cloney kind of rears a little bit, and Vince takes a big hit, but still up. And Siegs takes out Puff the Dragon, and he's struggling a little bit, Puff the Dragon here. Yona gets a kill though, they're going to need more of that. Siegs with a double kill, takes out Cobra, and that's both of the Senate infantry down. They need to play around Aiku. Siegs with a triple kill, he's doing a lot of
He's
work.
having a great time.
Yeah, good stuff from him. Yona gets a team kill, Ida takes out Ray, and once again all falling apart here for the Senate. They have been getting a few kills in these kind of scenarios, and something you want to avoid as a Swadin, because you can get some nice upgrade. Siegs is a very dominant set from him now. He's on 7 for 1.
Dayne infantry's been sturdy. What's his name?
Nice way,
Aiku's
Hippo.
been staying up. Vince he was like a punching bag for the first 10 seconds of that fight. He was just getting clouted about. Just lived for quite a while before he got taken out by Pepper in the end. But they're doing their job really well.
Yeah,
And,
the teamwork between both the infantry and the Gav is also excellent. Like, the infantry knows and relies on the Gav to come in when they do, and yeah, that's pivotal in those open fights. You need to know that your Gav is going to do the right thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're kind of really good at crashing at this kind of similar time, because on that, I think it was the 3rd round, the one where they kind of backed off, they chased them into Big Forest. They the infantry looked like it had overextended, right? And then a few of the Senate cav were kind of slowly rolling in, and they kind of got a few bumps off. But then all of a sudden, after 1 or 2 of the Senate cav were in, all 5 of the Swardian cav piled in. They managed to get the kills. They got the bumps, and that was kind of strength in numbers.
Yeah, they're doing very well with the numbers, but you got to give quite a bit of personal credit, I think, to Siegs, who went 8 for 1 that set.
Yeah,
He's
I mean,
quite a
he's
bigger
gonna be,
score
he's
than
the kind of
everyone else.
player that he's feeling it right now, and he's not gonna let go, you know.
Yeah. Well, I suppose we're about to find out about any faction balance, or faction kind of favourite in this. I can see maybe Swadia slightly being stronger. Got the long wall pikes, haven't they? Got all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but
I think the kind of dogfighting ability of Saranids has proven to be less important over time than it was early on in Warband.
surely the archers, though, the fire rate of the archers is really useful.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't show that much, so did it? I
It's
mean,
because the
Pepper
fights are
got
just
a
so
few
quick.
good.
The cav
Yeah.
comes in, you bump, and like that's why I think the one crossbow is actually a good call.
And actually,
And
yeah,
Senator is doing it.
Senate are doing it, and interestingly, Dayne
Same
are
build, yeah.
also doing it on this set. So not many archers, and you'd hate to be the 3rd archer in one of these teams, wouldn't you? Because you wouldn't be getting a set.
I think it's a good choice, though. I think it's a good choice by Dayne to do the same on this set as well, on this side as well.
It mean they'll be able to kind of match that aggression, won't they? So they'll be able to. They won't have to back off, and
they're not going to have the one in getting sort of rolled over,
yeah,
constantly under pressure. Like they can have a bit of give and take.
Be interesting though. I think the Senate cavalry will be able to be a bit more aggressive now because they've got the extra cavalry, but they're also not going to be losing lots of health constantly to getting shot by the crossbow. Because getting your hunter shot by a Saranid archer isn't that upsetting. Right?
I like how
Sure.
Dayne are approaching this when they're archering in big forest.
Yeah, they
Instead
like
of
that.
going across wooden bridge and shit.
Yeah, he's kind of pushing across now to get a bit of a closer spot.
Just
That
gonna
will
hang
make
out
him
on the
more
hill,
vulnerable though. Here comes the Senate cavalry are
Here comes
really
Alex.
circling.
Oh, that's a bad one. Hasn't played
Hippo
for it.
gets reared. And the fight breaks out. Here we are. C's coming in. Gets a couch lance on Sir Alex. Takes him out. Fight breaks out.
That's a very, very big first
Yeah,
kill.
that is a lot. That's very important. But Gibby pulls one back. Takes out Torrent. And Ida pulls one back. Takes out Frod. Vince takes out Ray. Siegs is going back and forth. But you'd have to say in favour of Senate just to... All Siegs probably ending that. Yep, Siegs with a triple kill. And he is completely dominating this map right now.
Yeah, he is.
5v1 now.
He's loving
5
it.
kills in 1 round.
He's not bad, is he? Siegs.
He's quite good. He is quite good.
You know, I trained him, you know.
At cavalry.
No, not a cavalry.
And he gets 6 kills in the round. Pretty impressive stuff there. And we talked about that before this map. I know they called you by your name then. LaRue, you mentioned, would anyone be able to deal with him on this map as cavalry? He's got the potential to just carry, and he's doing exactly that.
Yeah, he has this ability, and I don't mean this 6 if you're gonna listen to this, I don't mean it in a bad way, but he kills steals so well. Like he sees the people that are vulnerable and he just capitalizes on what his team does. It's really nice to see.
Even if the weak links aren't particularly weak, he
Yeah.
finds them, doesn't he? Yeah, he's very good at that. Alex hasn't, like, comparatively, it hasn't been impactful at all, really.
I mean, to be fair, this is his first match in the tournament. I think he hasn't.
Oh, okay. He's just got back into
yeah,
it.
he's only just signed up for
Okay,
Dayne.
okay.
This would be his first
I'll
match.
cut him some slack on that one.
Yeah. So perhaps a little bit rusty. But with Alex, you never know when he's going to go off. He might look like he's not
that's
doing
definitely
much.
true.
And Yona takes out the only archer. And now they've got to make that extra. Having that crossbow, it needs to pay now. It needs to do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
And Ray gets a nice big hit off IQ. Very lucky to survive. So Alex, and here he comes. Prod takes out IQ. Gibby gets a team kill. Shouldn't matter. Mandingo comes in, takes out Torrent. Prod goes down to Dayne. Ida, and it's looking pretty good for Lothlorien here. Hippo takes out Ida, and that should be that. Ray gets another kill. Ray's doing some really nice work. Hippo's doing some nice work. And a good round there for Senate, who were in need of a round.
Yeah, that opening kill made that. Take out the archer, as you say. It just makes the one crossbow on the other team so much more impactful because there's no range to answer it.
It's also fun as a team to get like a range skill. Well, he gets the second one as well. To get like a range skill before the fight even starts. Like, oh guys, yeah, he's dead, yeah. No.
Yeah, there's a momentum to it, isn't there?
Yeah, it does make you feel around, and when you've lost that, I mean, as spectators, when we're watching this, it feels like losing your ranger in these fights isn't going to make a huge difference, right? There's only one archer. It doesn't seem like they're doing that much, to be honest. But that kind of mentality difference it makes, like you say, can be quite big.
Feels bad seeing that red text pop up on your screen, doesn't it? It's like, oh,
Does.
that was our only archer.
Yeah, especially when it happens a few times, which it hasn't. But when it does, it feels pretty. Not again,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
imagine getting your info shot every round.
I don't know. Who'd know about that? I don't know.
I wouldn't.
I'll have to ask somebody else about that, won't we? It spawned in the in the open. I imagine they're both going to just nip over there. Looks like they're going to leave. No, Yona, he is crossing over now. Flavius, I expect him to kind of pull him round the back. Would you like to see, mate? I mean, they're struggling a bit on this flag. Senate at this point. Maybe should they leave Yona a bit closer? Maybe contest Big Forest or do something else?
Yeah, he's coming with them.
Is this what they've been doing? Have they been having their ranger like close up to the imp in all these fights?
He's been back towards the village a few times. He's been on the little hill thing a few times.
Okay, so they're no, he's going over to the
Yeah, he's going over to that.
to the rocky.
So someone's
Hippo
been
dismounted.
dismounted. Yeah,
Down.
Hippo is dismounted, and that's the big problem there. Goes down to Torin, and as we were talking about that, losing that one man early, especially when it's one of your cavalry, can do a lot of damage. Ray gets a kill on Aiku, but it doesn't matter. Siegs, Edric, and Flavis all getting killed. So Alex, Gibby, and Mandigo going down.
So much of the
Puff goes
cavalry
down.
all taken out.
Yeah, Frog goes down. Yona pulls one back, but that's not going to make a huge difference, as it's only him left. And another really good round now for Dayne.
Yeah, very nice. Lothlorien lost all of their cav basically in about 1 second. Then, you know, it was a kind of tragic series of events, but that just seals the deal for them. I mean, it's round over, you know.
Yeah, and
I understand what they want to do, but they always sent, like the first time it was Alex, now it was Hippo, they sent them to get Flavius, but he's just guarded by 2 cav. Like they don't get them, they get dismounted and they just die.
Well, it's really hard, isn't it, when someone's like, it's not easy to kill archers. It's not like it used to be, is it? I remember 5 years ago, if you're 2 cavalry, you just run at an archer and you just couch lance and they're dead. Like, it's not like that anymore. It takes a bit
Breathe
of time.
on.
Yeah. Strong wind to blow them over. But you can't really do that anymore, and it takes a little while to kill some of these archers. They're pretty canny at surviving, and especially when there's cavalry involved, it gets really, really hard and actually very dangerous. It's not been working out for
Sometimes
them.
it's just not worth the investment of trying to send cav to them, is it? If they're guarded, you're better off just doing something else.
Especially on this map when they only have 1 archer.
Yeah, and like the fights have been won in these big engagements, like where the Imp are fighting and then the Cav start fighting around them, right? Hasn't really. I don't think there's been a single round yet which has been won by archers.
No.
Buff archers, maybe, perhaps. You heard it here
Well,
first.
I mean, you could maybe say that round where they took out, where they lost the archer really early on to the other archer. That one you could say was kind of won by the archers, but it's mainly done in the crash. It's mainly done in, you know, imp reaches the imp, cav hits. That's what's winning, and that's what I think both teams should be focusing on here.
And here comes Sir Alex, and he was very
He was
unlucky
trying
to
some
get a
stuff,
hill.
wasn't
Yeah, really nasty stuff. And Terrain gets dismounted. Edric goes down to Ray. Ray's having a really good game. Aiku picks up Gibby. Puff the Dragon's already dead. Sir Alex brings one back, and Sir Alex is looking quite good now. He's coming into this game. Hippo gets another kill, takes out Vince. Hippo with another kill. He's doing really good work here, and it's 6v4. Aiku's been super solid though. He's staying alive in these fights for so long. It doesn't matter though, because Sir Alex come live. Siegs and Flavius pull one back though, and it's 4v3. Aiku gets another kill, and now it's 3v3. This round's falling apart a little bit here.
Both archers still alive.
And Siegs kind of isolated. Let's see what Sir Alex can do. It's going to be important. Oh, takes out Siegs there. Lovely work by him. And he's probably going to dismount, I imagine, on Flavius. Jonah, no, he chooses not to. And Frod. Oh, lovely work by Alex. Really coming into his own in this set. He's doing some lovely work. Brings it back from Frod.
Slight sort of disconnect between Aiku and Siegs there. Siegs was, you know, on the ground, shield on his back, doing the polearm spinny thing. Aiku was kind of within reachable range of him, just on the flag, and they sort of needed to get together quicker, or both be kind of shield out, keeping the fight long. And that could have gone on a bit longer, could have been a bit more of a fight. But it's surprising how that round went, really, because it looked so in Senate's favour. It looked like it was going to be a sweep to begin with, and then it sort of broke down.
Yeah, IQ stayed alive really long, didn't he? He kind of managed to keep it going,
Yeah.
and then a few of the Cav managed to get a few kills. Sieg's now on 10 kills.
Sir Alex has definitely woken up though for Senate. He did a lot of work there.
Yeah, and that's a really good sign for them. And they've made it now a score which they can, even if they lose this one, they can bring it back now. I would have been worried if it had been going into the next map 6-2 or whatever.
Yeah.
But now, even if they lose this one, there's still a lot riding on it. We get this flag again, and they're sending Yona over there again. I would like to maybe have seen them contest Big Forest or something. It's not really been working out. We'll see though. Here come. Expect the cavalry crush to come pretty soon. It's been quite decisive. Someone's been dismounted, and Cloney's been dismounted actually. So it's a different team getting dismounted this time. Alex takes out Flavia. Ray takes out Vince. Ida pulls one back, taking out Puff the Dragon. In the oh, Lothlorien though, but Dayne pulls another one back. Prod is down. IQ gets lucky, survived that couch lunge, and the cavalry all dogfighting here. Siegs, I mean, takes out Sir Alex there. Lovely work by Siegs. Torrent gets a kill, and it's looking like pretty good for Dayne. Hippo goes down, 6v3, and they should secure this round.
What they did there was they went for the archer with the 3 cav, and it actually worked out. They dismounted one of the 8 cav and they got Flavius. But then in the dogfight, I don't know what happened.
I was just going to say that I think the biggest criticism you could level at the Senate for this map has been slight sort of cav disorganisation. And it may be, you know, you've got Sir Alex who's just come in. They probably haven't had time to gel with him yet. It takes a bit of time.
6 on 15 kills.
I think that's the main. I think that's the main problem. That's more kills than I've got in like an entire tournament. Not even joking.
I think he had 9 last set, right?
Lord.
He was 8-1 last set and 15.
Okay, so that's 23 kills in one map.
Yeah, he's putting in some work. You know, the next guy on his team has 3 kills, so you can see what's going on.
Siegs is what's going on, and it's pretty good to watch.
That was great to watch. Yeah.
Dominant performance there. So 6-3 going into this map, a nice closed map, possibly my favourite map. You'll be glad to hear.
It's a good map.
Nords versus Rodox.
If I'm getting this right, Senate has to win the set, right?
They could lose.
Because if they lose, if they get 2 rounds and Dayne gets 3 rounds, it'll be 9-5, and then they cannot come back.
You're right, they do have to win it. Yeah. Maths.
I mean, without knowing Dayne's players, like on imp-wise that well. I mean, I saw IQ was doing great work on that last map, and Vince was pretty survivable. Without knowing them too well, I think this is a bit of a test of their infantry against the likes of Gibby, because he can make mincemeat of a lot of Div A in sort of close fights. So they need to be able to put up with that. I know Sebe can, you know, he's not gonna just die. But the rest of them have got to sort of prove it, I think.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard, isn't it, with Gibby and Puff the Dragon. If I was Lothlorien, I'd be thinking, stick Puff the Dragon on Sebe, right? They'll fight each other for ages, and then just try and unleash Gibby on the rest of them, and watch him go to town. Because, like you say, I'm not sure if there's too many people on this Dayne side who are really going to be able to hang with him for very long.
Maybe Icon puts them all in the bin.
Perhaps, yeah. I mean, he's done a ton of work and he looks really good. I've not really seen him.
He does look good.
Having to fight really good people in kind of just 1v1 imp fights, so I'm quite curious to see how he does, because every time I've seen him, I have been very impressed.
I think Lothlorien are going to really do their best to make it in fights if they can. seeing the work Seek's just done, seeing the scores he's picked up, they're not going to be wanting to play on the ground in the alleys much, are they?
No, I think they'll be happy to be starting as Nords, right? Because they can force that kind of imp fight.
Yeah, push the action a bit.
Yeah, use the jabs. They're not going to have to kind of like, because you can kind of stop the imp fights really when you're Nords, can't you? You can back off throwing jabs, kind of set up little crossfire kind of things.
Sure.
But since they're Nords, they can make sure they get the fight they want.
Also, I don't think Sigurds will be as impactful. This map. He's obviously still a good close map gap, but it's just, you know, close maps in general.
It's still a closed map, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean,
You're not going to pick up.
He's probably not going to get 15 kills, is it?
No. You see the really good
imagine
cav
if he
do
does,
make
you
it
know.
work on this map though. Like I've seen Shemo just get absurd amounts of kills on this map.
Yeah, I just think these factions are not cav factions, really, are they?
No.
You get a Morningstar.
Oh yeah, they've been doing a lot of damage recently.
Okay, yeah,
I'm not sure
he's going to get 15 kills, boys.
don't know if these guys play with them. I guess we'll see. Doesn't look like they're dropping Morningstars. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen
Couple of
Seeks
cav.
use a Morningstar. Dayne running so Dayne are asking for a re. They were running straight into the tower, which I love. You know, just running into the tower. It's the
Always want to see that. Yeah.
it's the alpha move, isn't it? Just go into the tower. See.
It was
what...
2 cav on both teams then. See if they both come out with that now.
Interesting. Rodot's kind of running the 2 cav. You could probably take the 1 right and just take extra inf, maybe a pike. Although I don't know if you want pikes versus jabs.
They have gone 1 cav now, I think. Oh no, it's 2.
You're gonna
Yeah,
need
Edric's
the
cav
alley.
as well.
Yeah, both teams have the same class setup actually.
It's interesting. I think I would rather go with 1 cav, as you say.
Stralik's break, like kind of almost unfortunate not to get a kill there. He kind of blindsided Siegs, but now he's in a lot of trouble. He blindsided Siegs with a couch lance, killed his shield, but takes a crossbow bolt to his back in return.
Not too bad of a trade. It looks like he's going to get another shield anyway, Seeks.
Edric dropping him his because they know just how important.
Says it all, doesn't it? That
Does, yeah.
That's a leadership move, though. Well done, Edric.
Yeah. And Alex is doing some nice work here to kind of pull them away. I don't think Lothlorien are going to be able to do much with it, but it gives them a bit of space to kind of push out amongst these kind of this tree plaza thing, whatever you want to call it, and lovely
nice
jab
jabs.
work there. And you hate to see that. You'd hate to be Vince right now. And archery, jabs, it's all going on. There's lots of ranged weapons doing a lot of damage here. And Cloney's almost dead as well now. And they've turned them, and Pepper's got a great position now because those Rodok infantry are backing off big time. Frod with a double kill, triple kill for Frod.
Triple.
Takes out Cloney, Ida,
Oh,
and
boy.
Becker. Absolute massacre. Frod with a quadruple kill. Dominant stuff by him. Hippo takes out Flavius, and not much the Dayne cavalry can do. Just sit and watch. Sir Alex finishes off Edric, and only Siegs left. Takes out
I was
Sir
going to
Alex.
say, the push looked confident by Senate. The way they were coming in is like they expect to win this fight, and they had good reason to look confident. I think that was really, really one-sided.
And Siegs and Hippo duking it out. Just right at the end. I don't imagine much is going to happen. Siegs try and get kind of... I personally probably wouldn't be cav fighting him. I think Hippo's thought better of it. Nice by Siegs. Gets a big bump off. Be a bit messy if anyone died here though. They just need to... And they're backing off. I mean, would you give this to Rodox or Nords, this map?
Nords, I'd say.
Depends.
On what?
How's that for analysis? Like, Nords. I don't know. It depends. Like,
Well, I mean, like, you
Pundits,
have
you've
a lot
got,
of
like-
tools that you can use to like force fight, like you know, bikes and hammers and shit. And if you can use those, and yeah, definitely you can mess up Nords. But Nords they have the easier strat, I suppose. You know, you get strong ink and you just take jabs, and you're basically good to do whatever you want.
That's why I give it to Nords. I mean, the Rodoks they've got some lovely utility. You know, they've got the hammers, they've got the pikes, they've got all that stuff. But all of that utility is vulnerable to what Nords do best. It's vulnerable to javelins, and you know they're just going to have loads of jabs.
Yeah, I still think it's a missed opportunity to drop a Morningstar though. It's you know, you don't have to even go that close anymore. I was talking to Shema about it. He said it was mostly useful against other cav, like when they stand still and they turn with their shield, and you can just, you know, swing through it.
Yeah, I can see that actually.
Yeah, it's probably one of the best tools at the moment for Rodox. We're not really gone as the age of hammers. We don't really see hammers much these
It's
days.
gone in it, yeah.
But you can take it in the tower here.
I think they should be taking it. I think it's pretty good, but I don't think they will. But now is the age of the pike and the morning star. But I don't think anyone has them. Sir Alex, lovely work by him. Gets a big jab off on Flavius. He has to play pretty carefully now because one more jab or a hit, he'll go down, and he can't really stay up there for the whole round. Lothlorien kind of happy just to hang around the back of this blacksmith, be annoying with
They're
their
just
jabs.
pumping jabs at the moment. They're not really.
Right,
Ray's the only one
exposed.
getting a little bit out wide.
Yeah, Dayne have actually got engaged now without actually taking any big hits, so this fight should be a lot closer. Alex does take out Sieg,
Oh,
so
that's a
Alex
big
doing really
loss.
nice work. Yeah, he started really making his mark in this game. Ida takes out Hippo, Becca goes down, Cloney goes down, and Sir Alex double kill for him. Does go down though to Vince, and it's 7-4, and kills flying back and forth, but big time in favour of the Senate. Triple kill for Fraud again, double kill for Vint, and only Ida left. And Senate looking very comfortable in these imp fights. Cool. Well, that's another kill for
Yeah,
Fraud.
they are.
He's on 9-0.
God, Rod. Like,
Yeah, God Fraud. Quality performance from him. And Dayne probably feeling a bit shell-shocked right now, you'd have to say.
yeah, I do think this is in favour of the Nords, but all you can really do when you have a faction in your favour is, you know, make it convincing, wrap it up. And Senate are doing that. Look, they've all got armour. They're winning these rounds.
I mean,
Yeah,
Fraud's
Dayne
got...
is doing the right thing though. Like I wanted them to like switch something up because they lost 2 rounds, you know, and they took an extra crossbow. I think it's too late because you know all the Nords are tanky as fuck, but still, at least they're trying to change something.
Yeah, you got to respect that.
Yeah, I think they did need to change it. Like you say, probably too late. We've got banded mail and all that
Yeah.
jazz here. It's going to be pretty hard. On the other hand,
Rod's in the banded
yeah.
mail.
On the other hand, a headshot's a headshot, and like people can't really take many of them. So it could work. I just wonder whether the imp are going to be able to stay alive long enough to give some space. Yeah, I don't think
Not
so.
on this flag.
Yeah, they're just going to be quite far back, and I can't see how they get the space to do it. But stranger things have happened. Flavius will be in a decent spot. It's gonna need some couch lance kills, I think, quite early on from Siegs and Edric to make something happen. Standoff now. Cavalry has kind of got in, so Alex is causing a bit of mayhem. He's all over crossbows, and that's really shutting down one of their few opportunities to win. But he does get dismounted actually, and he goes down to Cloney. That's the first kill. Hippo takes out Flavius though. That's one of the crossbows down, and the infantry kills flying in now. Ray doing lovely work. Double kill for him. Gibby, lovely
Oh,
jab,
nice jab.
headshot. Double kill for him as well, and a bit too hot to handle it seems the Senate infantry. And down goes IQ.
Really quality infantry work. Hard to stand up to, I'd say that.
Yeah, not a good sign for the next set, I wouldn't say. I mean, yeah, Nord's perhaps a better faction, but I mean, you've got Gibby on 5-0, Prod on 9-0.
It's gonna be easier for the Dayne players to at least stay alive though, as Nords.
It'll be easier, but as Nords, you wanna do more than that. You wanna be aggressive and
Yeah.
you know take
I
the
mean,
initiative.
they can still. You saw some good things by like the Gap got some kills, and sometimes the Senate Cav they overextend like Alex did last round.
Oh, there's definitely the potential for Dayne to do, you know, to do well on Nords here. But the infights have been looking one-sided. You know, they need to play to their strengths. They need to kind of get the cav working. It's not always going to be easy on this map.
Unfortunately for us, this can no longer be a draw, so no Winterberg.
It's a group stage anyway, so we can't have Winterberg.
That's just sad. Just disappointing.
I know, yeah, I was thinking next WNL.
Who would settle for a draw?
Yeah, no draws, like, get rid of draws, just have Winterberg. Everyone loves a Winterberg. So it's 7-6 now for Senate. Quite a quick and big turnaround for them.
No, it's 6-6.
Oh, 6-6.
Yeah, they had 3 rounds on the last set.
Yeah, so 6-6, but done really well to bring it back. Like you say, though, we're going to find out imminently how big a difference that Nord side made. I think probably not big enough a difference.
Probably not.
We'll see though. I mean, there's some. I know Sebe's a good Jav user. I think CX could probably do a lot of work with Javs as well. So it's going to be relying on people like that to get them through, and perhaps like a better overall performance from the Imp squad generally, just staying alive a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's hard to judge them. You know, it's easy to judge them a bit too harshly because you see the Nord Imp sweeping over them with the banded mail and all this and all the jabs. They can look. It's easy to make you look very bad in that circumstance, you know.
Yeah, and they're no slouches.
I'm
on them. We
interested.
saw the work they were doing.
Yeah,
so.
they were doing great work before, so I'd like to see a slightly better one now. What sort of score lines do we need to see for different results in this set? I haven't really been watching the
So
numbers.
it's going to be 6.
Well, it's 6-6, so whichever team
whoever
wins the set
wins.
wins.
Oh, okay, 6-6. I thought, right, sweet.
Which is a fun way to end the round. I'm predicting. I'm going to ask you both for a secondary prediction. We all going for Senate, I presume.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Senate.
Now I'll go Dayne.
Okay, all right. Is that because you want to be different, or because you think Dayne will win?
Yeah, I'm edgy as fuck.
I think they can.
Just
do
a
it,
bad look. If that's
but,
one thing.
I just.
Well, they definitely can do it. I don't really see it happening, but they definitely can.
And here we go. Are we expecting a similar class setup with the 2 Cav 1 archers for both?
So far, it looks like it.
Yeah.
Doesn't. Both with 7, doing 77. Right. Yep, so Senate have lined up. They've got the 5 infantry, 2 cav, and 1 archer, and then the same also. Dayne, they've had very similar class setups throughout. Actually, not much new or innovative particularly going on. They're both kind of thinking they can win doing the normal stuff.
I wouldn't mind if House Dayne with an extra cav, to be honest, because even with the 5 against 5 infantry, they've been just getting run over, which is fine. But you know, I think they maybe just getting another cav because their cav worked so well together on Field by the River. That could add something. You just have to make sure you don't fight in the tower on this map. But other than that, all the areas are pretty accessible to cav.
Here comes the Senate infantry. They've kind of pushed down the centre. They didn't like the look of it though, and
They didn't.
they're going to run around, all the way around, and push from that blacksmith side. Probably makes sense.
Alex is being a bit fruity.
Yeah, he's
taking
having
a couple
fun
of
now,
shots.
isn't he? Like,
Yeah.
he's taking a lot of risks. But he's doing a lot of work now. Here comes the Senate infantry, and it's a pretty good infantry squad, isn't it? And we'll have to see some good work here from Dayne to survive. Flavius kind of crosses over. And he's in a good spot here, but he's a little bit
position.
vulnerable. So Alex
is
perhaps.
mounted.
But Alex is actually dismounted, yeah. And Mandingo's coming in though, and he hasn't been spotted, but great work by Ida there. Lovely work. And Siegs takes out Mandingo. Ray goes down to Lothlorien. Gibby goes down. Puff the Dragon brings 1 back. Puff the Dragon brings 2 back. But meanwhile, Flavius has taken out Sir Alex, and Puff the Dragon fighting for his life here. They come back and actually didn't look that outnumbered, but it doesn't matter. Becca and Siegs picking up kills on Puff and Hrod, and only Cobra left. Goes down to Ida, and round 1 goes to House Dayne.
That was a good bit of work. Good bit of work. I think
By
it was
all of them.
Ida. There was a cav coming in. No one had seen it, and he got in the way of it. I think he called it last second for his teammate who didn't get killed, and he definitely would have done.
He actually reared it.
Yeah, great
yeah,
bit of quality
it was
there,
really
and
good,
that shows the experience. You know, he saw it happening. He informed his teammate, solved the problem anyway. Good stuff.
Yeah, really good stuff from Ida. Like you say, that experience coming up trumps. He manages. It looked like he was going to blindside them, didn't it? And Ida pulls the irons out of the fire, dismounts him, and gets a kill as well. So a really good round from him, and he'll need a few more like that.
Senate are lucky that Dayne didn't upgrade too much. Only either has mail or is still on leather jerkin, so that's fine.
Yeah, only a kill apiece for Becca and Vince, and nothing for Horaz or Iku yet. So not too much money. 2 kills for Siegs, 2 kills for Flavius, and 2 for Ida. Here comes the Dayne infantry. Pepper's in a
pretty
nice
happy
spot,
to hold
though.
it.
Yeah, Senate will kind of happily back off here. And here comes the Dayne cavalry. Iku picks up Hrod, and that's a big man to take down, as we know. Vince goes down to Cobra. Nice work from him. The fight's back and forth here, and it's breaking up into kind of 2v2s and 1v1s. Torin gets a team kill on Becca though, and Sir Alex takes out Dayne, Torin, but IQ and Horaz pulling back, and it's in favour of Dayne just a little bit. Oh no, it's not, it's 5v5, and now it's in favour of Dayne. 2 kills, fly in, Sir Alex and Mandingo going down. Siegs with a double kill, IQ with a double kill, lovely work for him, and Dayne 1 round away from when it... Ooh,
Gibby.
what have I done? I was completely
Oh,
wrong.
no.
Gibby's
Oh,
just massacred their
Gibby.
entire team.
Oh, gimme.
That was alright, wasn't it?
That was very
Spicy lad.
Incredible stuff from Gibby. And Pepper going over there. And IQ, I would not want to be you particularly. Oh, Gibby, incredible
Got a
stuff
minute.
from him. Yeah, he could have all the time in the world, and I don't think he'd win this. That's right, see. We don't want Pepper to get involved. IQ goes down to Gibby, who got, I think, 5 kills
5
in that
kills.
round.
Yeah.
That was great.
I mean, I was commentating on
great.
it with the knowledge that the run was already wrapped up, but it wasn't, because Gibby absolutely just massacred their entire team. Incredible stuff.
Yeah, up to that point when IQ was obviously in a tough position, I was going to say he's done some great work. He wasn't doing anything particularly fancy, but he was playing very solidly, and he was looking for openings and was finding them and kind of making them count. But wow, Gibby just clean swept that round away, right out of the hands of Dayne, and that's going to be a psychological hit and an armor hit.
Yeah, big psychological hit that when your entire team gets mauled by one person. It's a bit different on an open map with cavalry getting kills. It's when you're all inf and one inf kills all of you, and then
That's gonna feel
That's
bad
gonna
too.
sting.
you're probably your best player gets taken out by Gibby there, and that's not good news for Dayne, who are looking in trouble here. And Senate, are they going to look to catch him here? No, it does look like they're going to retreat and go round. Probably makes sense, but oh, it's tough. This. I think that's it's going to be a big psychological hit, like you say.
They were probably already stinging, and losing seeds like that. I think it's going to be hard for Dayne to come back from this now in the set.
Here comes those Senate infantry. Looks like they're going to kind of push all the way around to get rid of Flavius, but they've changed their mind. They're pushing into the Dayne infantry now.
Going for him there.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy to kill someone at that flag. We'll be watching the imp fight. And the Dayne infantry are pushing back now, and they're going to need to do a lot of work. Sir Alex comes in. He doesn't manage to pick up a kill there. Puff the Dragon takes out Aiku. Ray taken down by Becca, though. Flavius gets the kills as well. And they're going to need more of that. Torin takes Puff the Dragon. Pepper gets one back, and the infantry fight going hugely in favour of Dayne right now. Gibby,
Very
Cobra,
nice.
and Puff all dead. And Becca gets a kill. Lovely work from him. And I don't know why I'm bothering with any analysis, because I'm getting everything wrong every time.
Same. I mean, I was watching Gibby that round after his superstar moves last round, and I don't know whether he's just feeling a bit saucy after all that, because he was doing some silly riskiness there, and kind of broke his own imp squad apart.
Yeah, it happens a bit. I think when you're feeling it,
you get the
imp up.
bloodlust,
Yeah.
you know.
Start doing outrageous tech. And,
I also
and
think it
his
was a bit
tech's
of a
more
mistake
outrageous.
to send it to Gav on the Archer. Like, they could have just... There was a good 10 seconds where they could have just clean backstabbed, like the Dayne infantry.
Yeah.
But okay, Senate has to win this one if they want to stand a chance to win this game.
Yeah, interesting. Like you say, it's really hard to kill an archer on that wall. Like if you're like an immobile cavalry, I don't know. If like sending the extra cav, yeah, it makes it a bit easier. But like if he doesn't want to die there and he's not completely incompetent, he's going to be able to stay alive a while. And it really nullified their cav advantage.
Oh, Sir Alex is peppered. His horse must be on no health.
Oh, I mean, look at that. Some call the RSPCA. That is not acceptable. That. Here comes Lothlorien there for the Woodland Realms, and a big hit there on Flavius, I think, and he's down to about half HP. Don't think it should matter too much. They're a bit of a standoff here. Dayne kind of look like they don't know quite what to do. Sir Alex is taking more javelins and eventually goes down to Siegs. Lovely work by Sieg.
He bore the brunt of it all that round so far. Really.
A few too many risks, and Mandingo actually looking a bit out of place there, but he does manage to get out of there. Nifty moves there. Get on the blue suede shoe. And here they come. And Dayne don't really look like they were interested in this. And actually, that standoff doesn't pay off because Flavius has been taken out by Pepper. And a really important kill, perhaps, because Flavius has been doing quite a lot of work for them. And here comes that Dayne push. They're kind of intent on taking this side bit, and Mandingo doesn't quite manage to get around the back because Sieg's kind of got around him. Neither Cav managing to do too much. Ida takes out Cobra though, and they're going to need a bit of work. Double kill there for Ida. Sieg takes
the
out
main
Quad,
imp's down. That should be it.
and it's all fallen down. IQ picks up Puff the Dragon. Vince takes out Ray. IQ takes out Lothlorien, and Sieg finishes it off with a double kill.
Lovely work.
Yeah, beautiful work from Sieg. Beautiful work from IQ. Lovely stuff from Sebe as well. Just really good stuff. Yeah, Sebe finishing with 6 and 1, IQ 5 and 2, Sieg 7 and 2. Lovely work by those guys. And
Yeah.
Dayne pick up their first win of the Warband Innovation.
I'd say,
something.
you know, it was well fought and well won, to be honest.
Series.
Very
Series,
good. Very good match by them.
Yeah.
I was impressed by them actually. I mean, obviously, you know, they've got the big carries, they've got the Siegs and so on. But he's not going to win on his own, even if it looks like it sometimes. You've got to be playing solidly, and it seems like their players were doing that. So good job to them.
Yeah, I mean he was kind of almost carrying rounds on his own as on the first map, but it was a real team effort on this second map. They did really well. A lot of the infantry chipping in kills. Flavius doing some great work as archer as well, and Senate, they kind of got saved that one round, which perhaps flattered to deceive a little bit. Gibby pulling it back, single-handedly wiping out half the team, more than half the team.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd credit Dayne's mental fortitude on that as well, because you lose a round like that and then you lose your best player immediately before the fight, the round afterwards. I think that's psychologically crushing, especially in the last set. Well, I mean, you would have been shook slightly.
Yeah, definitely.
I think most people would, but they held it together and they pushed it through, even with losing their armor and stuff. So yeah, very impressed by them.
Yeah, really nice stuff there. Man of the match. Either of you, any thoughts on that? Are we going for Sieg, Sylvius, or?
Yeah, Siegs, I'd say.
My only concern is I looked back through the MVPs and they're all cavalry.
Right, I don't like that.
But on the other hand, I mean, he got 23 kills in one map. So I think it probably has to be Sieg, so we'll give it to him. Congratulations, Siegs.
Yeah.
Come on, infantry, get us a man of the match next match.
Those 5 kills at the end of the round, that was just sick.
Yeah. I mean, Fraud had a really good map as well, didn't he? But perhaps not enough on the other map.
I'm sure Gibby's not even talking to his mates at the moment. He's already rendering that clip to go somewhere in a compilation or something.
Yeah, I mean, he was great. So influential on this map. I mean, what a player! Just incredible infantry and too hot to handle in a lot of those fights. But it's a bit harder. I think it's a bit more dangerous as an infantry. It's kind of harder to carry, perhaps, than cavalry. I'd say, but I would say that because I'm an infantry. So there you go.
You'd be right though.
Any thoughts? Any last closing thoughts on the match, gents?
Not really. Sorry to disappoint.
No. All right. Fair enough.
No, it was a good match though. Enjoyed watching it.
It was a good match, wasn't it? And hopefully we'll be showing another game on the weekend. Don't know what it will be yet. I don't think they've put out the next fixtures. But thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good evening. Bye.
Yeah, cheers. Catch you in a bit.